Just a little bit about.
Um, Laura and I and Ed have an appointment coming up because we are going to talk about, things that we can do together. She can help, you know, I, I don't know, make things more intimate maybe with Ed and I because we are all marriages can do better, right? And
Oh,
yeah.
Laura, look at that vulnerability and being visible in the crew. I'm like, that's awesome.
And we are, she's, of course, everyone that saw her story, we would love to help people that have, might be scared in finances and all of that stuff. Or so we're gonna get on a call on Tuesday and talk about it.
All right, the diva family. That's what Dr. Andrea is saying. That's so awesome. So Laura's got an extra glow too of like, because your gift is being discovered in the world. That's powerful. I love that so much. Thank you for sharing. Did anyone else follow up from a collaboration yesterday or have something open up from the past several days?
You know, okay, here we go. Oh, we're on audio. Well, I am like, I'm on my knees grateful for this community. I can feel that, Dr. Andrea and I are going to be doing the Sensuous Women's Workout together on Saturday over Zoom. And I just got this amazing message from Davin, after hearing that, I was like, we got a Zoom. And there's other people that I can't even remember right now that I feel like have uh, given me an opportunity to talk with them and work with them in their relationship. And it just feels like without me having to, what stopped me is I don't want to go out and sell myself. And I feel like without selling myself, I'm finding that I'm being wanted. And that's what I said the other day, and I just want to say it to you, sweetheart. I feel wanted, I feel welcomed,
Hmm.
and I feel valued. And it's so good for me. Thank you.
Oh, that brought tears to my eyes. Thank you, Alora, for sharing. Thank you. And that I see all the hearts going and everyone feeling that. What I love so much is one, that's what we're here for. And you're already answering our prayers, our vision, what we see is possible in the world. And what is also beautiful is you notice, because you all have communities as well, that was through community that happened. It's not Adora giving everything to Alora. It's a vision and creating a space where everybody gets to give and shine and show up in community. So community like this doesn't happen without you stepping up, sharing your beautiful nature and who you are, someone raising their hands and saying, hey, we'd love some help there. And each person reaching out, and I receive it 100% because I get it. It is a vision that I feel really blessed to carry a mantle for with an amazing team. Um, the other thing that I love about what you just said is that it wasn't about selling. See, all the work that we're doing, you often think it's about, Justine said it earlier this week, like my link, here's what I do, here's what I do. And the aha, and be a human and connect and serve, and then you'll naturally begin to feel that exchange and that currency flow, right? And so when you're thinking about the outcome that you create for people in the world, it was through your passionate love of what's possible and what's broken. And it spoke to people in the community that could hear you and go, help me, right? And that's not sales. That even though it is sales, it's not sales. It's you standing for the people that you're here to help and the vision that's possible for them and solving what's getting in the way, right? But it was your beautiful stand that was the radiant light, which comes from your authentic self and truth, and that's so powerful. And the same, Kim and Ed, you guys have been giving value, and you very lightly say we help people. Again, it's a very elegant human to human conversation, right? When sales get sticky or going online gets sticky is when we make it about us and what we got to get and what we got to gain and what our goals are versus making it about the outcome, that we're here to be a channel for helping solve and elevate and create. That's amazing. Jennifer, where'd you go? Jen, you had your hand up, you moved down, now you disappeared from the camera. I want to hear your takeaway before we dive in today. Come back. Is she still in the room? Can someone look at participants? Bring her back. Bring her back again.
I think
Obviously.
she had to step away.
Okay. I sing out loud randomly, but I am not karaoke. I'm a lip singer when it comes to karaoke and all day the dancer. Like I will rally the crowd, dance in front of thousands, but karaoke, my face will turn red. And so nobody remember that at our founders trip. Okay. Kim, yes.
We're
just
having
have-
karaoke.
I'm going to dance, Jimmy. I'm going to dance. Go ahead, Kim.
I just wanted to say what I said yesterday after our first breakout group, that everything that we're doing is being validated in the rooms that we're going into, because my first room was someone that like spoke out this gigantic dream that they had. Oh my gosh, I would dream of working with this person. And our third person in our group had their contact information. She was like, oh my gosh, I was thinking so high level that one day this and one day this, bam, it happened. And she was like, I don't need to be reaching out to someone out there and just, hoping that this message will get to them. No, it's right here in this network. It's everything that we have is right here in this network. And we're all like 6 degrees of success or however many degrees of success away if you just speak it out and make it known to the universe, like Pappy was saying yesterday. So
Yeah.
just validation.
Yeah, and you know what? It's validation of, again, community. And that's part of the being a DIVA member and being one of the founding members, is getting into community and getting into the networking piece of it. And that's possible because each of you are playing from this authentic place, right? We're not doing networking the way that you normally do networking. You're coming in, you're sharing yourself, you're in generosity, you're playing full out, you're being focused on your highest outcome, not this is just another thing to tick off the list. And even if you're there, you like get it together, right? Get into outcome. All right, Vanessa.
Well, if anybody can tell me how I cannot look so green on camera, I really need some help, because I've tried everything. I've got lights everywhere and it's still not working. All right, so that was one thing I got to get out of the way. So if you know how to do it, please connect with me.
Have some visibility people coming, but someone else may be able to tell you that. Go ahead, Vanessa.
Okay, so the other thing is you were talking.
Don't look green, by the way.
I don't. Well, it looks green to me.
Okay, go ahead.
Like a little alien. I don't know.
Shauna said yes, you do look green. Okay, go ahead, Vanessa.
So, Adora, you were talking to Ed the other day, like one-on-one, and you were talking about like how to break it down to talk to your, I call it an avatar. And you said, what I see is, so I did a whole Facebook post based on what I see is, and then that whole thing, I haven't posted it yet, but it's coming, but it really helped me like figure out what to say to the person that I really want to talk to. So I really appreciate that. The other thing is I had reached out to Michelle, and I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher her name. DeKaiser. I'd reached out to her yesterday before, like early on, like, because whenever we were doing the chat and she was talking about what she did and stuff, I was like, oh, I need to connect with her. So we had already had an appointment made before you said to make the appointment, and we had a really good meeting yesterday. And I'm actually going to be on her. She's doing like a mastermind with her, what she's got coming up. So I'm going to be on there with her today, see what I can help her with.
Woo, woo, woo. How many of you have communities that you would love different experts to come into? raise your hand. Like you have team calls, community calls, Facebook group, something, little small group. Okay, that's good to know. And you guys look around because your room is full of resources of people who want to share their gifts and talents. And you see how valuable it is. You can model what we're doing here by bringing you our who's and bring your who's into your community and create some spoiler alert there. But as I'm saying that out loud. All right, Vanessa, thank you so much for sharing. Okay, so let's make sure everybody is on mute except for we're going to bring up a spotlight Ali and me just for a moment. We've been spending all this time. Alicia made him the big head first, okay? Make him the big head first. Sorry, Ali, you're my brother, and I watched you and Jimmy kind of banter ahead of time. So we've been going through a through line, what I'm calling warm-up drills, right? Things to get us warm and in interacting in our heart to get clear about who it is that you actually serve, what you see for them and the problems that get in the way. What are the outcomes they want? We've been doing a lot of that digging. So now we're going to start to have you become visible still in this community, but outside in your own community. But as you do that, there's a little bit more prep work we want to give you. And I'm just going to say imperfect action beats no action all day. So don't wait for us to give you stuff because that's all practice and material and gets the algorithms warm. But anyway, as we're doing this, I couldn't wait to bring Ali up, who first of all is a freaking connector. And if you don't know, Sheila, raise your hand. You want a freaking connector in your life. You want connectors. You want as many connectors in your life as you can get because connectors know who's aligning. They get intuitions, they get inklings. Ali is the reason that I met. Yeah, Sheila, do a full spin. The Holy Spirit just took over there. That was like a church service. I feel like I'm at the Potter's house. All right. So, yeah. Man, you guys know how to speak my love language. I get really distracted with awesome movement. I love it. Okay. So Ali is the person that connected me to Christine Curran and is the reason that I even, the whole Dining Empire now TV host. He also many years ago connected me with Jimmy Azell and then brought Jimmy Azell back, which is why we're on blockchain, why we have it's more than blockchain. I'm going to tell you, it's why we have the company we have, him and our team, Jennifer, Anna, Ali. Ali is a partner in our business. He has been working with C-suite companies and executives as a strategist for building global scale and community for many years. Super connector, author, married to puts a letter to his wife out every day on social media. He's got like a beautiful wife that he's crazy about. He's learning his 6th language, which is Portuguese. And that was prompted, I believe, by Dr. Andrea saying, let's go into Brazil. Yeah. And he's going to help us. Branding expert, owns a podcast studio, really great at helping people get their messages clear, concise out in the world. So perfect person to bring us for this next part about you're going to start going online. You're going to start being on each other's, events, groups, getting really clear about that. So Ali, welcome him to the stage. Go crazy.
Let's go. What's up, my peeps? What's going on? Y'all ready to rock?
Yes.
What's up? How y'all doing?
Doing great.
Hey, let's go. Let me fix this because I want to get that right. There you go. I'm in the right spot, right? Man, I'm so excited, so happy to be here with you, Adora. And I know that everybody that's in here is shaking their own area of, they say there's beauty in the eye of the beholder. And Alora, you brought beautiful tears to my eyes today. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you a hug. See, this is a hug right here. I just gave you a hug. I hope you received it. I love the transformation that everybody's experiencing. I love the incredible impact that you are having. And this is just the very first 10 days of a lifetime that we have ahead. Imagine where we're going to be in 3 months from now, 6 months from now. Imagine how much bigger, better, more exciting when we are traveling the world, together and expanding this very same vibe, this very same validation that you are feeling right now, that you are seeing, as you said. Imagine if everybody's experiencing that. So I am privileged and honored to be here with you, to support all the divas all around the world. I can't
Ali,
wait.
Ed said he loves that shirt. You know, it's the second time it came up today. Tell it.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's a hint there. So whenever Adora and I are doing anything, I put these shirts on. Like I have like 7 of them, and I'm like, save for Adora. Like just so you know. But I'm super excited to collaborate with you and help and teach and train and educate and connect you to the world. But don't limit your greatness to somebody else's, top floor. What I mean by that, in many times we find ourselves saying, only if I know Adora and her people, or only if I know, Dennis Waitley and his people, and you ignore the hundreds and the thousands and however many more that you have next to you right now. One of the things that I talk to people all the time when I say, what is your goal for the end of the year? Man, I want to take this business global. Awesome. How many of your neighbors did you talk to? How many of your family members did you talk to? Oh, no, my neighbors is different. How are you going to reach the globe if you didn't even talk to your neighbors, right? So it's very important for you to make a decision to not be selfish with the greatness that we are experiencing here in the DIVA Network, and give every single individual the opportunity to say, not right now, or no, thank you. And, I genuinely believe that what we have is needed in the world, just to bring some positivity to somebody's life, just to bring hope, just to give somebody a sense of purpose. One of the things that I love when I share my story with people, and, they hear the accolades, and, that's all great. I'm like, man, I've been in the United States for 21, going on actually 22 years as of this June that just passed. And I was homeless for 3 years. And they're like, wait, what? Like, yeah, in a third world country. What? And I didn't speak a word of English. What? So that right there, those little moments says, you gave me hope, you gave me hope, you gave me hope. Because sometimes we get caught up in the shiny object and we ignore the fact that for that person to rise to wherever they are, they had to suffer for so long, right? Look, I'm not trying to force my religion or my faith on anybody, but I'm a Christian. And by my faith, the concept is to go through the same thing that Messiah that I believe in, right? And that means that he or she has suffered in order to set up the multitude for better things, right? So when I see the struggle, the problems, the issues, the challenges, the insecurities that each and every one of us in here has, those are gifts. See, when somebody's like, I don't know, man, I'm like, well, let me show you this scar. See this scar right in here? That's what happened and how I overcome it. You see this scar right in here, and so on and so forth. So I just wanted to start with a positive foundation to today's conversation, as it does not matter what you think you are or what you're seeing as far as inabilities or insecurities or lack. We all see your greatness. So no matter how you say, man, only if, I'm going to say, oh, I know and I see you, and your greatness is beyond just today. So please keep that positive vibe, keep that energy. The DIVA Network is just foundational work that we are embedding through everything that we do every single day, and I'm fired up to be part of it. All right. Adora, anything that you want to tap in, or should I just dive in on some things that I have prepared for today?
Yeah, dive in. This is where, where we're moving next is when their messaging, when they start going visible, podcast, online.
Beautiful. I'm ready. I'm about to shoot from the hip. So get ready for me. Look, I'm going to ask you all one big favor. Do not take offense or don't feel challenged with anything that I'm going to say. I talk directly because I want to be effective and efficient, right? I don't want to give you a context and a story about the sun. I'm just going to tell you, look, that's the sun, right? But what I will tell you is I need you to put your right hand up and say, I will forget everything that I've done yesterday and prior. It is no longer relevant. Now, that's a tough thing to say, right? What does that mean, Ali? What do you mean that's irrelevant? Well, what I mean is many of us are caught in 2 things. One, our alter ego. We think just because I, in 2012, had the biggest boom in business, that whatever I'd done in 2012, I just got to continue doing it. And then you realize ChatGPT just made me irrelevant. And then you realize every application in everybody's cell phone made me irrelevant. And then you realize my course that I spent a month on perfecting and promoting, nobody is buying it. Why? Because they realize I can find the same stuff on YouTube for free. And you're like, oh my God, what am I to do? What you are to do is to divorce yourself from yesterday and say, it's a brand new day. I'm going to learn new things. And I'm going to share with you what I have done to reinvent myself and has worked for me. And here's the good news. Now get close. I'm about to tell you some good news. You have access to everything that I'm about to share with you in the DIVA Network. All right, let's go. So first things first, it does not matter what you tell the world about you. It only matters what the world is telling the world about you. Meaning we need some third-party validations. And no, I am not talking about the scripted testimonials. What I am talking about is you need to get yourself in certain publications or certain elements like an interview in a third party. Now, here's the good news. Get closer and write this down. There are like 30 people in here. And if one texts the other and says, hey, can I interview you? Congrats. That's the third party. So today, you should hit up one another and say, hey, would you be open if I interview you? And then next week, you'll interview me. And just like that, we are creating third-party validation for one another. Third-party validation does not mean please write me a review. It means that you are in the seat of authority in front of a microphone, in front of a camera, and giving that knowledge, that wisdom. And it's coming across for free, right? Because everybody's comparing you for free. Let me tell you what's the most expensive industry in the world right now. You ready for it? Write this down. Ignorance. Ignorance is $1 billion industry right now, and it grows by the day. And what I mean by that, when you talk to certain individuals about anything, go ahead and try to talk to somebody about the blockchain. Guess what they say? Oh, yeah, I watched a video about the Bitcoin thing. What? No, there's more to it than that, right? Did you know that hospitals use it? Did you know that, CPAs use it? Did you know that the government is using it? But all you know is, oh, I watched the Bitcoin video on it. So what I'm trying to tell you is you need to understand that you now are competing with free content. So if I'm going to give free content, I'm going to make sure it's the best delivery mechanism. And what is the best delivery mechanism? Interview me, baby. Get me on that microphone. Let me be the star of a show. And the beautiful thing is, if you have a cell phone, internet, and a Zoom or a StreamYard account, congratulations. You got all the tools that you need. You have all the tools that you need. I love what Adora talked about at the top of the training is, as long as you are doing something, you're going to create visibility. The worst thing that you can do in our space is nothing at all. The worst thing is just sit your butt down and say, well, I don't know if this 36-second video that I've been working out for the last 48 hours is ready to go. Nobody cares. The average view on social media is less than 10 seconds. Did you know that? So when you're spending an hour putting the right emoji and the right music and the right captions, everybody says, skip. So you just need to increase the volume. All right, cool. Let me ask you this. How many times you see that lizard, Geico? 15 minutes saves you 15% or more on car insurance. Everywhere, all the time, in every format. Email, radio, commercials, YouTube. It doesn't matter where. That little green thing is everywhere. What do they understand? We have to be there all the time. There's going to be visibility. We understand that the more Ali sees me, when the day, it could be today, it could be 5 months from now, when the day Ali gets frustrated with his insurance company or needs to reevaluate his costs, he's going to say, let me check out that Geico thing. And that happens every single day. Every single day. Same thing with every ad that you watch. So they are everywhere all the time by third party. You don't see the CEO of Coca-Cola getting on commercials saying, I like Coca-Cola, you should drink it. No, they create content and they put it everywhere all the time. You and I need to make sure that we are at peace with the idea of creating content and putting it everywhere all the time, including the content that you think is not worthy. How many of you would agree with this statement? My friends and family will engage with a cat video or a baby picture that I post more than they would engage with my business post. Okay, so cool. Guess what? That's a hint. You already know what they're going to talk about. You already know what they're going to like. Cool, post more of that. Take a video or anything that will create an engagement. An engagement is just a connection point, a contact, a like, a comment, or a share. How many of you get an average of 10, 20, 30 likes, comment, share on any platform in total in general per day? Like if you were to add all of your social media platforms all together, do you average at least 10, 20, or 30 new likes, comments, or share all together? Okay, I see yeses, I see thumbs up. Good. Here's the challenging question. What do you do with that like, that comment, or that share? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I see you looking at me and wondering. Come on, put your head up. I see you hiding underneath your hat. You can say nothing.
I've learned to DM them and at least thank them.
You are onto something, my friend. So guess what we do? We need to DM them, not just answer in the comment or like it. Send a direct message. Hey, Adora, I just want to say thank you so much for liking my post. Hey, John, I just want to say thank you so much for commenting on my interview. Hey, Eric, I just want to say thank you so much for commenting, for sharing. It's called being a good, decent human being. And the natural engagement of me as a human being, when I say thank you, what do you do? You're welcome. Now we got dialogue. Cool. So we went from engagement to connection to dialogue. When you have that dialogue, that's when you say, by the way, what made you like that one post out of everything that I've ever posted before? Now you're going into discovery. Discovery is that the highs, the how are yous. Are you in business? What's going on in life? How was the vacation? Whatever it may be. At some point, they're going to say, how about you? Oh, come on in. Welcome to my world. I no longer have to try to hustle to get you as a prospect because you asked me. Now, here's what we do when we get how about you. We unfortunately go in sales mode. Too early. That's like me meeting you for the very first time. I love my wife to death. We've been together since high school. We're going on our 21 years together and about to be 18 years marriage, right? I know. We got something right here. I'm a closer. I close on day one. I asked her to marry me the day I met her. It was a joke, but here we are. But I will tell you this. It's as if you went to a club or a bar or whatever social outlet and you find the one. You're single and ready to mingle. Like, oh, there she is. And instead of just being a kind, respectful person and just say, hi, nice to meet you, you're like, what's your social security and you ready to get married? She is going to say, my guy, peace, you are weird. So what we do in those DMs, instead of creating some kind of connection and allowing the person to say, I've been watching your content. I watched all those interviews that you are in every single day. We think that I now earn the right to just say, give me your credit card. Let's go and sign you up on something. And that no longer works. It used to. It no longer works. Now, I have to make sure that I am an advisor to your problems. So, what am I doing all day? I'm looking for problems. I know it sounds crazy to say, right? By the way, today's going to be the best day I've ever had in my life. At 7 a.m., I went to a wake and we buried a friend of ours from the community. God bless him. He's good. He's in a better place that we could ever ask for. Immediately after, I got hit with a fender bender. And then immediately after, I sent $15K for the IRS. So all the craziest things of 2025 have already gone. Y'all ready for a good day? So there are plenty of problems out there that people are dealing with, and you are the solution. You are the hope. The reason you are in here right now is because you are looking for a solution to a certain area of a problem. That's why creating a visibility concept, and congratulations, you are here, interviewing one another. Man, go do an interview and just ask, what did you learn from the visibility challenge today? Because here's what I learned, and just have a conversation between two individuals. Or, hey, you got a book? Cool, let me interview you. Because I have a course, interview me next week. And then just keep that going and growing. For the founders in our DIVA Network, what we do is we actually feature them and interview them and get them all over the mega platforms, the Spotify, the iHeartRadio, the Amazon Music, Apple Music, Audible.com, all over the map. By the way, what I just did, if you don't know what that technique was, it's called soft selling. Soft selling is when you say, hey, by the way, I'm giving away a Lamborghini. And for those of you who have the access to the key, congrats. That's soft selling. You just put it right there, trying to make some of you jealous. Like, well, I want to be an Audible.
How'd that go? You just put it right there?
Yep.
Put it
right in there.
I don't even know, but go ahead.
So it is crucially important for you and I to increase our level of visibility, not, and this is the real revelation that I want you to write down, not just marketing, but branding, because there are two elements there. Many individuals market all day, every day. That's why nobody wants to do business with them. But there are the select few who brand well. Let me ask you a question. When you're driving in the highway, what cars do you see for the most part? And no offense on any of these brands, the Toyotas, the Hondas, the 20, 30, $40,000 cars, the everyday average vehicles. But the moment there is a Bentley, what do we all do? We try to chase it. We try to take a picture with it. We try to we do something ridiculous. We're like trying to look in the corner, right? Most people would even park to see that car. It grabs our attention in some way, some shape, some form. But here's my question to you. When was the last time you saw a Rolls-Royce commercial? When was the last time you saw a Ferrari commercial, a Lamborghini commercial? When was the last time you saw Gucci commercials? I mean, if you're in the plane first class, there's probably a magazine of Gucci on the corner. But it is all about the weight of the brand. So when you do a third-party interview, a third-party validation in the right platforms, right, the right documentation, your brand increases in equity. Your brand becomes a little bit more valuable than he or she who's marketing all day, every day. So the person who markets on average goes after 100 to 200 people to get one or two. But the brand attracts 10 a day. By default, they're coming in. They're coming in. So my recommendation to you, do an evaluation, and we're going to teach you in the DIVA Network, how do I create a brand? Not just how do I market my course or my book or my product or my service. And you know why? No matter what you do or say about your business or product today, I guarantee you there's somebody online who's saying the same exact thing. As a matter of fact, if I Google your elevator pitch, I'll get 20 to 30 people that would show up saying the same exact thing. So what's the difference? How heavy is your brand? Adora, I'm going to take a pause. Love to get some feedback.
Awesome. Well, first of all, are you guys taking down notes and nuggets there? Yes, yes. All right. So I want you to hear what the assignment is today. Who knows what it is? Tell me if you heard it. Ed, take a guess.
Get with the 30 people that are on here and get a third party.
There we go.
Interview somebody in the network and then let them interview you next week.
That's right. Or you could get it all done before next week.
Yep.
Okay. So that is today's assignment, is finding someone in the network, interviewing them, preferably someone you don't know, get a few bullets and interview them. I would really lean into, who are they here to serve? What do they see as missing?
Mm-hmm.
What's their story? Why did they start serving those people? Because there's always a story, right? And then how do they help them, right? How do they help them get over what's in the way? Ali, is that right?
Oh, absolutely. And the beautiful thing is that we all know that we are on the right trajectory. We all are aiming for the same end result. Now we just got to find who is our match. And that's why communicating with one another. Hey, I heard you do X, Y, and Z. I'm in the same exact space. I'd love to interview you, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, and I just want to add to what Ali's saying, and then we're going to go into VIP. I also love that you pulled back the curtain on what the soft sell is, right? Because you're going to do this in your own group. So whoop, yeah, Kim, thanks for the whoop, just put it right. Okay, I'm going to stay right here. So I need to stop and pause for a moment on that one. Okay, so when you shared visibility and going and doing these interviews on your own page, even that is going to have your own community go, oh, wow, someone's interviewing him, interviewing her. Life is going up. She has something valuable to say. But also on that person's page, they're going, who is this person?
Mm-hmm.
And they're meeting you from that space of already the expert, someone to listen to. So it is really, really valuable, and can be more authority building than even just doing a live on your page. Then what Ali did is he pulled back the curtain, because when you're part of the DIVA Network and you're a DIVA founding member, we started thinking through, what do you need? Authority. Here's how we thought it through before we go into VIP, but I think it's valuable to hear how we're thinking. Is it valuable to you to hear how we think through something? So how I was thinking is, we wanted to get Sheila paid before Christmas. And everybody wants your credit card at Christmas time, right? She's a single mom. And so we started going, how can we hook these people up? Like, what would be a throw your credit card at it? I can't believe you're helping me with this. And like Ali said, I'm not trying to push my faith on anyone, but I am a Christian. And Jesus often, every time he gave a miracle, what did he say? Some of you have heard me say it already. I'll tell you, by your faith, be it unto you. By your faith, be it unto you. And so in order for the person to receive the miracle from the living, Son of God, they had to have at least a tiny bit of faith. So they had to perceive that Jesus could give this miracle. All right. So whether you believe this or not, go with the metaphor and the story of it. They had to believe that Jesus was at least a miracle making something, right? And then by their faith, they could receive it. They had to perceive it, though. In his own town, there were many people that did not perceive Jesus as having the ability to give miracles. So guess what happened? They could not receive from people, right? And so as I started thinking, I was getting a revelation of that. And I started thinking about, how do we get results for you guys? Because many of you are already masterful. You have years of mastery. You've been doing the work. You know who you're here to serve, right? Is that the people have to perceive you as the person who can help them receive, and then they become open just a little to receive what it is, the miracles that are meant to flow through you into the atmosphere in the ways that you're meant to help solve and raise up people, right? So we started thinking, like, how do we help raise the authority and elevate the perception of these people that are ready, right? And so that's why we went, okay, what resources do we have? Well, we have the DIVA Network podcast. It's going on to Audible, Apple, iTunes. And because of Ali, it's going into iHeartRadio and Audible, not just the normal places. And we started going, okay, we'll put you on our podcast. We'll give you that as seen on Audible, as seen on. So now what starts happening? People go, oh, wow, on Audible? You're on Audible, you're on iHeartRadio. Some of my favorite, and the other people that are on that podcast are Jeff Hoffman, Don Green, like all these other people. Again, raising perception and authority. And we did some other things too. Ali was like, and I'll do an article about the podcast and help put some press out about what's going on. So he also shared with you that he soft sold by saying, hey, we do these things at the DIVA Network. You need to be on podcasts. You need to be on things like that. Did I break that down well, Ali? Is there anything?
Yeah, you absolutely have. And there's so much more that is going to be happening. I am extremely passionate about, first of all, I love Adora as a sister from another mister more than life has to. My wife loves you. We want to see your vision come into fruition, into life. So whatever contribution that we're going to be doing, we're committed all the way. But it is very important for you to understand, we are going to document you in the main highest prime time platforms that you need to be on. I can give you my word on that. And it's important for you to understand that. And yes, You will be able to get your widgets and have your graphic designer and web developer just create a button with a link, and we'll give you the actual link to your episode if you are featured in one of our episodes. Yesterday we officially are live in Spotify. By the end of this week, we will be in iHeart, we will be in Apple, we will be in Amazon, and we're working towards audible.com as well. But when you make it into those big primetime channels, people pay attention. As a matter of fact, people, here's pop quiz. What's the billion-dollar industry?
Ignorance.
Ignorance. So everybody who does not know, by the way, ignorance is not an insult. I'm ignorant to space. I can't be an astronaut because I don't have the information. Ignorance just means I don't have the information. So people who don't have the information, it creates opportunities where they say, how'd you get on that? How did you get on that? And that opens the doors for you to say, remember that? Come on in. I don't have to prospect you. Now I consult and I advise to help you with your problems. So yeah, you hit it on right on the head, Adora.
Okay, Jimmy's letting me know we're supposed to go into VIP and people have questions, VIP. So those of you that are with us today, if you would like to be able to continue with us through the whole visibility challenge, we're serving you. We're bringing the best of our people. We'll see you again tomorrow at 11, but then we do a VIP breakout session where we continue breaking down. We do hot seat coaching, we do networking, plus all the other things that happen in the founders offering, like being featured on our podcast, like giving DIVA Network benefits, like joining us live at events where we're filming. And we'll cover that a little bit more tomorrow because we're already into the VIP zone, okay? So we're going to go into VIP. All right, everyone. Those of you that you have your VIP links, check your email, Marita, or check school, and we'll see you right there.